Hello.
You are invited to attend a conference call. To confirm that you wish to attend, press star 1. After the tone, please record your name.
Preston Begum.
Has joined the conference.
Good morning, Mrs. Begum. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you. I'm calling from a magistrate court in Preston. I'm a legal advisor and I have a bench sitting with me in a courtroom. We are dealing with council tax liability matters. I understand that you have been notified about this hearing today.
Yes. First, can I ask the names of the 3 magistrates?
Mrs. Begum, you can write to the court and request the names, but at this present moment, you can't request the names. So if you write to the court, we'll respond to you and we'll provide the names of the magistrates that they are sitting with me today.
But I don't know who I'm talking to otherwise.
I'm a legal advisor. I can give you my name. My name is Agata Nakonieczna. Would you like me to spell that out for you?
I need to know who the magistrates are.
You can write to the court following the hearing and we'll provide the names after the hearing.
No, the court is required to provide this information.
At your written request, Mrs. Begum. So once you made your formal written request, the court will provide the names of the magistrates. Do you understand that?
Not really. I don't understand that because
But the procedure is, Mrs. Begum.
By law.
Mrs. Begum, this is a formal court hearing and you can request the names of the magistrates in writing. Now, the issue of this hearing is the council tax liability payment order. So can we proceed to the hearing now? Are you ready?
I need to know who's sitting as a magistrate first. I have a right to know who sits in judgement, and denial of that right is unlawful, unwarranted, and inimical to the proper administration of justice. Further, there is no such person known to law as the anonymous. Now, that
Mrs. Begum, the names of the magistrates will be recorded on the court register, so they will be made known to you once you made a formal request in writing. It's not a secret, Mrs. Begum. It's just that there is a correct procedure that you need to follow, and you need to submit your request in writing following the hearing. Okay, so there's a procedure that you need to follow to get those names. They will be recorded on the court's record, and once you made the request, the names will be provided to you, but we cannot provide them at this time. So you need to make your formal written request, and then we'll respond to you and we'll provide those names.
Why not?
That
doesn't make sense. You're supposed
because there's a procedure.
That's not a procedure. You need to say the magistrate's name first. That's not a procedure that I have to write in. Any hearing, you need to name the
Miss Begum, I'd ask you please just to stop. We're asking the magistrates to retire. Hang on, please. Sorry to interrupt, Miss Begum. I'm a legal advisor who's just assisting my colleague, and I think you just need to be warned at this stage that these proceedings are still formal court proceedings. And if you were in court, you would not be able to be arguing with the legal advisor in the manner that you were doing at this stage.
The judge would, in a normal hearing, the judge would address himself. You're not
The
even...
judge does not introduce himself to the defendants in the court, nor to the magistrates. That is not the procedure. If you're misinformed...
I'm not misinformed.
I apologise, but we are now in the middle of a court hearing. Would you like to proceed with this court hearing?
I am not misinformed. Any court hearing, I have a right to know...
Miss Bagan, I'm going to interrupt you again, please, because we are in the middle of a court hearing.
Can you stop
shouting? And it's not a back and forth where you can argue with the legal advisor. At this stage, it's the council's application for a liability order. Are you willing to participate in this application?
Can you stop shouting at me? It is my right to
I'm not shouting at you. I'm trying to speak to you.
It is my right
I'm partially hearing and I'm on a telephone. I can't hear you as clearly as you may think because I'm partially hearing.
Yeah, but you are shouting at me.
I don't believe I'm shouting, Miss Begum.
By law, I have a right to know who the administration of justice is here. Like any other hearing, I have a right to know.
Mrs. Begum, we will not be providing the names of the magistrates at this time. As we advise you, we are legal advisors. We are here to advise of the correct procedure that is to be followed. And if you refuse to participate in this hearing, obviously this is your right. This matter will be then adjourned. Or perhaps it will be proved in your absence.
That is unlawful.
It's not unlawful, Mrs. Begum. We are legal advisors. We're qualified solicitors. We advise you that you do not get the names of the magistrates or the district judges at the hearing. You can get them after. They are officially recorded in court register. So are you willing to participate in this hearing or not?
Well, I am participating, but what's happening here is unlawful.
The council is here to make the application for council tax liability order, and this matter will proceed. We're officially sitting in the courtroom, and this is treated as a court hearing. Okay, so as I told you before, you can submit your written request to court today, and it will be responded to, and the names will be provided to you in due course. You have rights to know the magistrate's name, but there is a procedure, the court procedure to follow, and it has to be a written request after the hearing. So, are you willing? Mrs. Bacon, I will ask you a question now. Are you willing to participate in this hearing or not?
I'm participating, all right, but you're not acting lawfully.
Mrs. Begum, I'm a legal advisor. I told you that we are here. We are qualified.
As anonymous justice peace, as in the case Regina versus Felixstowe, the court is required to provide this information to the parties in any case and any others having an interest in the case, witnesses.
Absolutely.
By virtue of the judgment in the case Regina versus Felixstowe, justice is ex parte and another.
Mrs. Begum,
Division 1984/5, held by Lord Justice Watson that there is a right to know
Begum,
Mrs.
Begum, if you just let me speak.
Is unlawful, unwarranted, and inimical to the proper administration of justice. Further, there is no such person known to law as the anonymous justice peace.
Mrs. Begum, as I explained to you before, the names of the magistrates are recorded in the court system and they are on the record. It is your right to apply for those names in writing following a hearing. They're not anonymous, or you can't get the names today, okay? You can apply for them in writing. They're officially recorded and no one is anonymous at the hearing, okay? The names will become known to you once you make your application in writing. So the case that you presented to me is absolutely right. However, as I advised you before, there is a procedure that you need to follow. Okay? So once we dealt with this hearing, you can then email the court or send a letter to court requesting the names of the magistrates who dealt with your case. Do you understand that?
No, I don't understand that.
So this is the procedure that I'm advising you. Perhaps you got...
procedure is that? By law, I need to know now who the Justice of Peace is here, who the magistrate is here. Not after the hearing. That's an undue process that you are giving me.
Mrs. Begum, I'll put you on hold and I will get back to you. Hello, Mrs. Jones and Mrs. Begum, are you still there?
Yes.
Yes. We're just... is Mrs. Begum in there as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello, Mrs. Begum?
Yeah. Yes, I can hear.
Has she left the conference, Mrs. Jones, or...?
No, I haven't.
I'm sorry, I haven't heard anything while I've been on hold, Mum.
No, I am here.
Oh, you're here. We're just making inquiries, so if you just bear with us, I'll put you on hold for another few minutes, and I'll get back to the conference very soon. Okay.
What is there to make inquiry?
Okay.
The magistrates are sitting there. I need to just know the names. There's nothing to inquire about that.
Mrs. Begum, the magistrates have now retired and we are making inquiries, so if you bear with us a few minutes, we'll get back to you.
The magistrates has retired?
Thank you.
What do you mean?
Mrs. Begum, they are not presently in the courtroom, okay, so I said we're making inquiries and we'll get back to you.
So there is no hearing? This is unlawful what you are doing. You are playing with people's lives here.
Mrs. Begum, as I advised to you before, the magistrates have retired to another room and they are waiting for us to make inquiries. Once inquiries have been made, the hearing will proceed. So if you just bear with me and you stay on hold. Thank you.
So what you tried to do was unlawful. That is not an advice. You tried to take out a hearing without any magistrates, without any judges there. Now that is proper unlawful and illegal.
Mrs. Begum, I don't understand your allegation here. The magistrates were here, the bench was here, they've heard your issues that you raised with them. So what happened was we asked the magistrate to retire for 5 minutes until we make inquiries, and they will be back once we call them back, and the hearing will continue. There's nothing unlawful here. Hello, Mrs. Begum, are you there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Baker. My name's Mrs. Labrie. I'm just assisting my colleague in court today. We've made further inquiries based on the representations you've made, and we've spoken with a senior team member, and the advice that the legal advisor earlier gave to you is correct, that at this stage the court does not have to release the names of the magistrates to you for the matter to be a lawful hearing. You just need to be aware that they have all taken a judicial oath and are entitled to sit on and deal with cases within the Lancashire area. However, as you seem to have raised some issues where you're fearful of some impropriety, before we proceed with the hearing and subject to the council's agreement, it may be more appropriate for you to attend court in person to consider this liability order.
Yes, because if there's no magistrate sitting there who is really dealing, there's no judges there to deal with my case, so there's no hearing.
Well, it's the magistrates. I'll just let you know, Miss Bacon, the magistrates are in court at this stage.
But they're not at the hearing, are they?
They are at the hearing. This is a hearing now.
So they're sitting in this hearing?
Yes. Yes.
And there's no names?
They're behind me listening to all of this, and they would have an opportunity to speak after the application has been made when they make their decision, having heard representations from the council and from yourself. That's the ordinary course of proceedings, whether or not you're in person or on the telephone.
That doesn't make sense. They're sitting there, but they can't give their names. And they're going to have to decide on somebody's liability order.
As you've been told, they are magistrates that have been sworn in and have authority to do so. So, Miss Jones, I don't know if you have any views on whether or not this matter should be adjourned to allow Miss Begum an opportunity to attend in person so that she can be sure that there's no impropriety within the court proceedings.
I have no objection to Mrs. Begum attending court at another time, but I would still be taking the proceeding over the phone.
So that's fine. We can do it that way. Miss Begum, is that agreeable with you then?
Yes, but I am challenging their cost, and they are preventing me from doing so. Do you have a detailed...
Okay, well, no, there won't be. They won't be preventing you, because we will be able to explore that then at the hearing if you would prefer to attend in person.
Yes, I agree, but do you have a detailed breakdown in front of you? Because
in terms of the cost, well, it's not something that we're going to be addressing at this stage as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
We're going to be attending in person to make your application.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can at this stage, Miss Jones, what dates are you next committed to be at court? You're aware of?
26th of January is the next time.
Okay, we'll just have a quick look at that date. Miss Begum, would that be a date that would be suitable for you to attend?
1 second. Yeah. But the council need to be there as well. They're the claimant.
Well, the council will be on the telephone. They have authority to make these applications via the telephone.
They're a claimant.
So they will be present, but they'll be present via telephone. All right?
Right, but all parties should be attending.
Well, Miss Begum, that may be your opinion, but that isn't actual how it works in reality. The council have been given authority to attend these matters via telephone. We're affording you the opportunity to come in person so that you can be ensured that there is no impropriety, but there is nothing improper about the council attending via telephone. That's the way the matters usually proceed, and that's what will be authorised on the next occasion. That's already been authorised for the next occasion.
Right, but in a normal hearing, a claimant should be attending the hearing. If a defendant is attending a hearing, the claimant should be attending a hearing.
Okay, well, Miss Begum, we've explained to you how the matter will proceed on the next occasion. You may find it prudent to take some legal advice if you choose, but at this stage, we could adjourn this matter for you to attend on the 26th of January, but you have been notified today that the council will be appearing via the telephone. Have you understood everything, Miss Begum?
I can see where all this is not really a due process, is it?
All right, well, Miss Begum, I've advised you on how the matter will proceed on the next occasion. So if you please attend court, and I'll just confirm that the magistrates are agreeable to that, for attend court on the 26th of January at Preston at 2 o'clock, please.
Excuse me, Mum, if I could be of assistance. We're in the morning, I'm sorry.
How are you? I'm sorry. In the morning, Miss Begum, I do apologise. I thought it was an afternoon listing. So
my fault.
You're happy with that, with your worship? 26 January 2022 in the morning.
I need an afternoon.
Thank you. Unfortunately, this is listed in the morning, Mrs. Begum, so you've got until January to make your arrangements and attend in the morning. Mrs. Begum, did you understand? This is 26th of January 2022 at 10 o'clock in the morning, where you are to attend the court hearing in terms of council tax liability order. You can now hang up.